Children, today we are going to Japan and we will fly with our imagination there. Are you ready? Close your eyes. Imagine flying to Japan.
Once upon a time, in a faraway land,
There was a man and a woman. And they're inside my box. This is the man. He has this very nice hat. Can you see it? And this is the woman. They were together and they loved each other. But they really wanted a baby. They were so poor, but they wanted to take care of a little baby. But the baby didn't come. And they waited and they waited and they waited, but no baby was coming. So one day, the man had an idea. Let's make a wish upon the star. Maybe the star fairy will bring the baby for us. So both of them waited for the first star to show in the sky. It was a very tiny little star. But then they held their hands together and they wished. Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. Wish I may, wish I might, wish the wish I wish tonight. And they said, please, star fairy, send us a little baby. And the star went out and the moon came up in the sky. And the man and the woman were waiting for their baby. And one day, a little baby appeared. His name in Japanese is Issumboshi. Issumboshi is his name, and it means Tommy Thumb. Issumboshi was the size of a thumb. He was very tiny. But the man and the woman, they loved the baby. They wanted to take care of the baby. When Mommy went to the market, she took Issumboshi on her hat like this. And he would help her. And everyone would say, hello, Issumboshi. How are you today? How are you? Hello. And everybody would say hi to Issumboshi. Hello, hello. He made many friends in the village. And when Issumboshi went with his daddy, he would hold on the hat like this, and they would go out walking in the forest and going to visit all the people in the village too. And everyone would say hello to Issumboshi. 20 years went by. 20 years is a long time. Issumboshi was a little baby and he became a man. Let's count to 20 to see.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20.
20 years went by. And Issumboshi, he got older, but he was still the size of a thumb. He didn't grow anymore. But he was very intelligent and he was very brave. And one day, he went to his mommy and his daddy and he said,
Mommy, Daddy, I want to go and see the world. I want to have many adventures and I want to go and see what there is around the world.
So, Mommy said, oh, Issumboshi? And Issumboshi said,
Don't worry, Mommy. I can take care of myself.
and Daddy said, but Issumboshi, the places are very far and you can't walk very far.
Oh, don't worry, Daddy. I will rest and I will go very far.
So Mommy and Daddy, they couldn't stop Issumboshi. And they said, okay, but Daddy gave Issumboshi a toothpick. Issumboshi said,
Oh, what is this for?
what? He said,
Thank you, Daddy.
and he put it to take with him. And then Mommy gave Issumboshi a bowl.
A bowl, Mommy? Well, okay, I'll take this with me. Thank you. Bye-bye, Mommy. Bye-bye, Daddy.
And off he went out into the world, traveling far and far. The first thing he came to, he got to a very big mountain. You could see the snow on top of the mountain. You looked up and oh, you couldn't see all the way to the top. And if he couldn't go around the mountain because it was going to take him too many days, so he had to go over the mountain. And he used his daddy's stick to help him. And he used this as a hat. And he climbed the mountain and he went way up and almost in the clouds. And in the middle of the mountain there was a big storm. So he had to go inside and hide from the storm for a while. The storm was on him. And it was night time. And it was cold in the mountain. So Issumboshi had an idea. He made a little place for him to sleep inside, using the bowl that his mommy gave him. And he was very protected. It was a good idea that mommy sent him a bowl. So he went inside like a little bed and he slept the whole night. Oh, it was a wonderful time. The next morning, Issumboshi turned the bowl and it became a plate for him to eat his breakfast. And he used the toothpick as a spoon. So Issumboshi was ready to continue his adventure. And he now had to go down the mountain. So he got on and he went sliding down the mountain on his bow and using this to hold on. When he got down on the mountain, there was something else. You know what? He saw there was a big sea with waves.
Oh my God.
But remember, he was very clever. You know what he used his bowl now for? It was a boat. And he went inside and he used the toothpick as an oar. And he sang that lovely song that we love to sing.
Row, row, row a boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
And he was having his dream life with all of these adventures that he didn't even imagine. When he got to the other side of the sea, you know what he saw? He saw the most beautiful castle. It was very tall with lots of towers and big windows and a huge door in front. Issumboshi went over to the castle and he knocked on the door. Who's there? And when the door opened, he saw there was a throne, and that was a house of a king and a queen. So Issumboshi met the princess of the castle. Oh, hello! I like you. You're a little toy. I want to play with you. Do you want to play with me? And Issumboshi made friends with the princess, and she made a little room for him to keep his things, with a little bed for him to sleep, and she gave him food to eat. And they did many wonderful things together. They walked in the garden. They took care of the garden like Teacher Lucinda taught them to take care. They liked to play chess like Teacher Sandra likes to teach chess. And they would play. Oh, hi, it's my turn, it's your turn. And they had a wonderful time together. And you know what? They loved to hold hands and go for a walk in the forest. And they had a wonderful time. But near the castle of the princess, there was another castle on the mountain that was dark, that was smelly, that was horrible, that was old. And in the castle lived an ogre. An ogre is green. I know you know an ogre from the films who's called Shrek. But Shrek is a nice ogre. This ogre was horrible. He was a monster. And he scared everyone. He went, "Row!" on everyone's faces all the time. And his smell was really bad. So the ogre, when they were walking on the forest one day, the ogre saw the princess and said, "I want to marry you." And Issumboshi and the princess said, "No, we don't want." And the ogre said, "No, I'm going to take you anyway." And he got the princess and he took Issumboshi and threw Issumboshi away, and he took the princess way up on his castle. And the princess was saying, "Help, help, help." And Issumboshi was very worried with his best friend. He said,
I'm going to save his friend.
So he went running back to the castle and he got his magical toothpick that his daddy gave him, and he climbed up the mountain, and the ogre said, "What are you doing here? I don't want you in my castle, you little thing. Go away from here." But the ogre was very slow, and while he was trying to catch Issumboshi was
Running very fast.
And when the ogre wasn't seeing, he got on the ogre's clothes and he climbed up on the ogre's shoulder. Then he climbed up on the ogre's head. And then from the back of his head, he went there and he poked the ogre's nose. And the ogre was very sad and he started crying like a baby. My nose! And Issumboshi said,
You let the princess go, otherwise I'm going to poke your nose some more.
and the ogre said, okay, I'll let the princess go. Don't worry. Oh, you can take the princess. I don't want to have my nose poked again.
Okay, and you never come back again.
Okay. ogre went running away, and Issumboshi saved the princess. But there was one thing that Issumboshi still wanted. He had a dream. His dream was to be big, because now he wanted to marry the princess. So that night, before the night came, when the sky was beginning to get dark, when the first star showed in the sky, Issumboshi looked and made his wish.
Starlight, star bright, first star I see tonight. Wish I may, wish I might, wish the wish I wish tonight.
And he closed his eyes and he said,
I want to be big. I want to be like the princess so I can marry her.
So he went to sleep that evening, and the star fairy was shining on Issumboshi. And as the star is magic, Issumboshi and pop! He was a big boy. And the princess woke up and says, "Ha! You are my size! Yay!" Now they could be friends and play more. And they decided to get married. So they called Issumboshi's mommy and daddy, who were missing him very much. And they were very happy now that he was a big guy. And they made the most beautiful wedding.
Dum 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 dum.
And they kissed the kiss of love. And they lived happily ever after with the mommy, with the daddy, in the castle of the princess. And Issumboshi kept his things, and he could go on many adventures with these things. But now this one is, I think, more like a glass, right? He doesn't fit in it anymore. And that's the end of the story, children.